Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to share with you how I balayage my short hair by myself at home. If you're already subscribed to my channel, then you know my hair was super dark brown, like almost black. And I have been in the process of slowly just adding some lighter highlights and just adding more dimension to my hair just to like lighten it up a little bit, just to break up like that solid dark color. But as you can hopefully see, this is the result. So I'm going to show you exactly how I did this to myself and what I used. Keep in mind, I am a licensed hairstylist, so if you are not a professional, follow this tutorial at your own risk. If you have never colored your hair at home before, if you've never used bleach or lightener on your hair and you don't feel 100% comfortable doing this, please just go to a salon, have a professional do it for you. All of the products that I used to do my hair, I did purchase at Cosmoprof, which you need to be licensed in order to shop at. So if you're not licensed, you can find similar things at Sally's Beauty Supply, or I'm sure you honestly could find all this stuff online without a license. So we're gonna start off by mixing up our bleach. So I'm using this Blondor powder by Wella, and I'm mixing that with 20 volume developer. It doesn't really matter the brand that you use. This is just what I happen to have on me. So I mix that together in a 1:2 ratio. So 1 part powder to 2 parts developer. I don't weigh it out or measure it. I just eyeball it until it's the consistency that I like. You can see it's not too thick, but not too liquidy either. Kind of like the consistency of conditioner. And because I want to make sure that my hair stays nice and strong and healthy during the lightening process, I'm going to be adding Olaplex to my bleach. So I just fill it up to about the first line and I pour it right in and just mix that in. Now for sectioning, I don't really care about having a lot of light pieces underneath, so I'm not even going to really bother with that. So I'm starting my first section from the tip of my ear, and then I'm going towards the back of my head at a diagonal. So I'm doing the exact same thing on the other side, and then I'm just going to take that top section and just clip it up out of the way. And then I'm going to grab my first piece of hair and I'm going to back comb it. Creating that tease is going to really help blur any harsh lines and create a really nice, easy, effortless blend. So then I'm just going to take my bleach, and I like to start from the bottom. You can see I'm kind of applying it right at like the middle of that piece. I saturate the ends really well, and then I just really lightly feather it up. So again, it's going to create a nice blend. I want most of the lightness to be at the bottom of the hair. I don't want to go too high up. Once that is nice and saturated, I'm just going to fold up my foil and lock it into place. Then I'm going to move on to my next piece. And you can see the pieces of hair that I'm working with are pretty small. The smaller the pieces of hair, the more control you have, the easier it is to work with, I find. And I'm also making sure that my pieces are pretty see-through. That way they're not going to come out blotchy. The lightener is going to be able to penetrate all the way through, and I'm going to get a nice even lift. So same thing, I'm back combing to tease the hair, and then I'm just saturating the ends really nicely, and then I'm just kind of lightly brushing up to feather up at the top. So that way, again, it'll just help it blend really nicely, and I won't have any harsh straight across lines. Now, when I get to the back, I'm basically doing the exact same thing. It can be really tricky to do the back of your hair, especially when your hair is short, because you can't see it, you can't really pull it all to the front. So if you need to and you have someone who can help you, I highly suggest having somebody help you do the back. Or you can even place a mirror behind you so you can see better. Or, you know, you can just wing it like I do. So once the back's all done, I move on to my next section, and I'm making sure that I let down a somewhat thick amount of hair because I do want to leave hair in between each foil. I don't want like a super light look. I do want this to be more dimensional, so it's important that I leave some dark pieces in between. And again, all of my partings are a diagonal back, so it's a little bit higher in the front and then gets lower towards the back. That just, I feel, gives a more natural look. It kind of works better with the shape of your head. So again, grabbing a piece, back combing, laying down my foil, and then apply the bleach. And you really don't have to worry about having perfect placement or following any particular pattern with this. It's all about just putting light pieces where you want to see them. So if you want to see more brightness towards your face in the front, do that. Put more foils in the front. If you want more all over, put them all over. If you want your entire head to be lighter, you could literally do all of your hair in these foils. Like, just do this all over the whole head and don't leave any pieces out. It's really just up to you and what look you're trying to go for. So I just keep repeating the exact same thing all the way up my head, making sure that I'm leaving some hair in between each section. And you'll see that I took my bang section and I tied that off into its own separate section. I'm going to actually do that hair a little bit differently. I do want like a money piece in the front where it's a lot brighter, like right around my face. So I saved that for last. So you're gonna see in just a second what I do with that section. You'll also notice that I'm working off of a middle part. I like to switch my part up. Sometimes I wear it in the middle, sometimes I wear it off to the side. So by lightening my hair down the middle, it's gonna make sure that everything comes out even. So that way, no matter which way I part it, it's gonna all look the same. So again, it's up to you. You can either part it down the middle, or if you always wear it to the side, then you can part it to the side and just lighten it from the way that you normally part your hair. That way it'll be a little bit easier to envision what the final product is gonna look like, and you'll know exactly where all of your light pieces are gonna fall. So now for my bangs, I want to completely lighten that whole section, but because it's kind of thick, if I were to just put the bleach on as is, it would come out really blotchy and uneven. So I'm splitting it up into 3 thin slices, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm back combing and then applying the lightener, but you'll see that I do bring it up a little bit higher. You want to be careful. You don't want to touch the lightener onto the tease part, because then you can have some weird splotchiness, but I'm bringing it like right underneath the tease. So after I'm done applying everything, I let it process for about 10 minutes, and then I go through and I check the pieces. I like to look at the ones that I last did and then the one that I had first started with, just to make sure that everything is lightening evenly and that nothing is getting too over processed. If I feel like a piece is done and it's already light enough, I will take the foil out and just rinse it out. Because keep in mind, even though I only waited 10 minutes, some of the pieces that I first started with had already been sitting there for much longer than that. So once all the foils are done processing, I shampoo and condition my hair, and then this is the color I'm left with. Real ugly and brassy, which is why we're gonna tone it. So for toner, I am using the Rusk Deep Shine Color Gloss in the color 7A. This is a demi-permanent color, and I'm going to mix that with 6 Volume Developer by Wella Color Touch. Again, the brand doesn't matter, and yes, you can mix brands. An important thing to note is if your hair did not come out as light as mine, using a level 7 toner is not going to work. So you're going to want to use something darker. If you guys would like to see a whole separate video on how to tone hair properly, let me know in the comments. I would love to do that. So I'm just applying this all over. You don't have to worry about being really perfect because this is only going to affect the lightened pieces of hair. It's not going to do anything to the dark parts. So I let that process for about 15 minutes. Just follow the directions that come with your color, and then I just rinse it out, no shampoo, and then I'm applying Olaplex number 2. This is the second part of the Olaplex treatment. So I fully saturate my hair with this, and I left that on for about 10 or 15 minutes. You can leave it on as long as you want. And then that's it. And this is the final result of my hair. So you can see it's not super bright. I just wanted to add some lighter brown pieces just add some dimension, just break up the super dark color. Whenever I do my hair color, I typically like to wait at least 48 hours before shampooing my hair, just so that the cuticle has time to seal and the color really like locks in there. But that is basically it for this video. I hope that you guys found it helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below in the comments. Feel free to go follow me over on Instagram. What else? Oh, and subscribe. Obviously, make sure you subscribe to my channel. That way you don't miss out on any future videos. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.